My testimony. My name is Taylor Walton, and I am 15 years old. This is my story on how the people at the Edge Church in Aurora, Colorado saved my life. I started at the Edge in February of this year, 2012. At that point, I was 14 years old. When I started at the Edge, I didn't believe in God at all. I honestly thought he was a phony. But let me start from the beginning. 13 years old, parents out of town, in my room alone with a knife. I thought that cutting my wrist would take away all the pain from my life. So I took the knife to my wrist and watched it bleed. Not too long after cutting myself for the first time did I end up in the hospital because my school counselor saw my arm. I was there for 6 hours and then I was released to go home. Well, to my dad, since my mom and her boyfriend were in Cancun. Once in the car with my dad, all the questions started. I answered them all with, it was to take away all the pain from life. I was thankful that he didn't think it was for attention, because it wasn't. Once home, I went straight to my room and started yelling at God. I told him he was fake, and he just liked to torture me. While at the hospital, I was told I had clinical depression and bipolar disorder. That's when all my faith went out the window. I thought I had these problems because God wasn't real. Then when I was 14 years old, I had my first suicide attempt while my mom and her boyfriend were at work. I had tried strangling myself. When it didn't work, I cursed at God. Then my mom and her boyfriend broke up, and we moved to our own place in the same town. A few months after, my mom had started seeing this new guy that lived in Aurora. That's when we discovered the Edge Church. When I first started attending service at the Edge, I was still suicidal and depressed. That was up until the House of Blues. I realized that Pastor Ryan knew what he was talking about when he said there was a God. So I started listening at service and realized that I had the problems I did to make me a stronger person, and that I could fight it. After the House of Blues, I still cut myself because I thought it was the only way to cope. Then I stopped cutting in July, 2 months ago. I had my last suicide attempt in July as well. Then I realized I had people who cared about me at the Edge. I am thankful for everyone at the Edge. Now I am happy again and I don't ever want to cut myself again. Thank you to everyone at the Edge for helping me find faith in God again and for saving my life. I love the Edge. So to everyone battling depression and the people losing faith in God, stay strong. My name is Taylor Walton and I'm 15 years old. And thanks to the Edge Church, I am myself again.